Good evening, guys. Before we start the video, I'd like to make a quick statement saying that I'm gonna release, depending on the days, or if it's a slow day, I may just do one big video rather than doing multiple videos. I don't know if you guys would like that more. I just want to try this out. Mostly because there are days where there's just a whole bunch of nothing happening and there's just like maybe a blimp of here and there. So, I'll still do a bit of recapping, but I rather, if I find something interesting to talk about in those streams and it's just scattered throughout multiple streams, or if there's like a big drama that's being talked about, I may to do something like that where if every show is talking about that drama, then I'll just grab all the clips that I find that would be helpful or juicy, and then just make one big video on that. So yeah, let's get into the video.
Welcome to Milkers. We're bringing some fresh meat because apparently the milk has gone sour. So welcome back to lolcowmilkers, the only stream where clout is currency and loyalty is a myth. And speaking of backstabbing old hags, Savage is fired, not missing, not on a break, but fired. And we have Roxy here. She's going to still be here, unfortunately, and let's bring her in. How's it going, Roxy? You just climbed out of your crypt today?
Oh my god, what the fuck is up with that song?
It was a horrible song. It's a horrible song, I will admit, but if Mike gave me a song to put as the intro, it would have been a better one. So far, I've been just balls to the wall trying to make this spoiled milk-ass show work. But I guess they're already abandoning you. How do you feel about that? No intro song? I have to use a sucky-ass intro song for you?
I think you sabotaged me.
Sabotage?
I think you purposely said, don't send me a freaking song because I want Roxy to fucking struggle.
I wish that was true.
I think it is, because that's how you are. You're a little sneaky snake, but you want to be innocent. See that smile right there? Fucking little sneaky snake.
You want to talk about sneaky snakes? Well, for those who are joining, Roxy and Savage teamed up at Fat Camp like it was a reality show alliance, but instead of losing pounds, they lost their morals. They went behind Psycho Mom's
you dirty
back.
whore.
They went behind Psycho Mom's back and got her kicked and split the money like the true snakes in spandex they are. How do you feel about that?
Listen, there was room for two, and she just didn't have a clue. So she had to go. Boo-hoo-hoo. That's how I feel.
I think that you're just jealous because Psycho Mom was the only eye candy on the screen for this spoiled milk-ass show.
I actually no, because a lot of people thought Savage was much hotter than Psycho Mom, in my opinion. Just saying. So, you know me, the professional. Take it from me. I am a professional.
So are you scared? Anyway. Are you scared that Psycho Mom is going to be on today to uncover all your lies now that Savage is gone?
No. I'm actually excited to finally fucking be able to debate her one-on-one, to get shit out. I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm willing. Let's fucking do it.
What is all this moving? What? Okay, so you've been on Milkers for how
Shut
long?
The fuck up.
For how long? And you have your camera moving all over the place. There's
like
winds coming out of that chasm that you call a pussy. Like, what is going on? What is this sound? What is this audio?
You whore. Listen, bitch. Don't fuck with me right now. What, is the audio bad?
The audio is a little windy. I don't know where that is coming from, and I don't want to know.
It's stupid bitch.
But
it's from my freaking fire. Hold on, asshole.
Hold on, asshole. This is your star, by the way. Mafia Milkers. Oh, wait, no. You guys changed it because you liked lolcowmilkers better. But this is your star, Roxy. Now, with
So clearly, y'all are aware Savage is more or less banned in fire. And given that I'm recording this Saturday, I'm actually recording it at around 8 o'clock. So this video should be hopefully up by 9 o'clock. Hopefully. A whole lot of stuff happened. Right on, we're not really get a lot of stuff happening on Friday because the video is going to be kind of long regardless. On Milkers, being that it's the first stream, not the first stream, but the first stream where a lot of things end up happening. It was just your run of the mill, whatever. It's obviously Roxy is there doing Roxy stuff. It's pretty funny because you would think Roxy would leave the LCU or at least leave Milkers, because he was ride and die with Savage. Obviously, these guys don't have loyalty. They don't. They clearly do not have any loyalty. That's to kind of tell you one thing. But I think everybody is aware of that. So it is what it is. But yeah, so most of the stream really was just, I think the good part about this stream was later on they bring Psycho Mom in.
After I was fired, I had plenty of time to talk. What does that have to do with anything? You're lucky right now.
You have all kinds of time to talk.
Yes, after I was fired, I had all the time to talk.
Damn near the whole month of March.
Listen, after I was fired, I had nothing else to do.
Right after Fat Camp.
No, it was probably like 2 weeks after Fat Camp. Probably like 2 weeks after Fat Camp.
Oh my god,
okay?
Everybody.
It was like 2 weeks after Fat Camp.
Job way before Fat Camp.
Wait, so far, let's have a recap.
What the fuck is you on? What are you on?
What? You said you had all kinds of time to talk after you lost your job.
Yes, after Fat Camp, 2 weeks after.
Yeah, and you said that's when you had a half hour talk before the show. The whole month of March you were in there a half hour before the show. Every
Yes,
show.
I just said I made time, no matter through my job, my family. Girl,
Yeah,
what are
and
you
then after
on?
you
Holy
lost,
fuck.
after you lost your job, rewind it. Somebody show the clip of when she just said that.
I just
After
said
you lost your job, she
after
had
I
a
was
half hour time to talk
no,
before the show.
I didn't
Yes,
stop,
you did.
stop.
Yes,
All
you
right.
did.
No,
Yes, you
what I
did.
said was
You just
while
did you not just say it? One in
while
the chat.
I was working, actually we didn't talk a lot because I didn't have a lot of time. After I lost my job when I was fired, yes, we started talking a lot. That's exactly what I said. What is wrong with
The
you?
beginning of March. The
No,
beginning.
I didn't get home from fat camp till after the end of March. I got fired 2 weeks after fat camp. What are you talking
You
about?
just proved you lied when you
Dude,
got
you
fired.
are insane.
You
Holy
just proved
fuck.
you lied. They're giving me wins that you just proved that you got fired. Before
How? How?
Because you said that's when you had all kinds of time to talk. When you lost
After
your job.
I lost my job, yes.
You know when you really started talking? The beginning of March.
No. We talked.
When you lost your job.
I lost my. How did I? Cycle Mom, this is insane. Like, I'm really concerned for you.
That is
I really am.
That is
You are insane. Keem has the exact date. Keem has the exact date of when I was fired. Keem has the exact date of when I was like, oh, Keem has the exact date of every fucking email and video that came in. What are you talking about?
Because he's not defending you as hard as you're defending Savage right now. But Alien Adoption, thank you so much. Notice Roxy gets louder when caught in her lies. And then we also have
I'm literally in shock.
Wax on Wax 518 with the $2. Roxy,
Yes,
Roxy
pull on,
doesn't respect this universe. PM deserves it. How do you feel about that?
Please. I don't care if they respect me or not. I'm here to do a job. That's it. I don't care what anybody thinks, which was her problem.
I didn't even ask. You just said when I lost my job, I had a lot more time to talk. I had a half hour before every show. Yeah, you know when that was? The beginning of March.
I had a half hour before every show, every single day, whether I worked or not. That is no matter. I had more time.
You were in the chat all the time, beginning of March.
I had a lot more time after Fat Camp because I had no job. What are you saying?
You lost your job. You said you lost your job. That's what I'm
Dude, I lost.
You just said it. You just said it.
You asked me. Oh, you guys talked all the time. I said no matter what I was doing in my life, my family, my kids, my this, my that. I still found time. I still found time to make it 30 minutes before every show to make sure I knew what was going on. After I lost my job when I was fired, yes, we talked a lot. That is what I said.
Hey, Jaffe.
Hey, Jaffe.
I guess it was okay for having Psycho Mom there. Honestly, I felt that it was kind of boring. Not that it was boring. It got a little bit boring after they stopped fighting, after their argument. I was just like, okay, they just went on about random dumb shit. But the main portion of the stream was focusing around Psycho Mom and her kind of complaint and everything. And they brought up like Psycho Mom getting fired, Psycho Mom this, Psycho Mom. And at some point, I was just like, I just felt like whatever. Like first off, Psycho Mom being let go sucked, but because the show was splitting the money 5-way plus YouTube, I think she was going to be the one to be let go regardless. Do I think she should have been let go? I personally didn't care one bit. Even if she had things to say, I think she just would have been another Roxy. She would have just been either another Roxy that's doing dumb shit. That's really what she's known for, from what I understand. Whatever. And really, this whole thing with Psycho Mom and Roxy was just like, I feel like they could have covered this beef a long time ago, but obviously they didn't because they wanted to. They did, but it was so dramatic, right? It was so overblown that I was like, I could be doing something better with my life.
I just want to quickly say, I didn't actually challenge Buff to a fight real quick. I was referring to the point that he literally challenged to fight Grim when Grim on Aussie initially called out nerds. And he was like, you want to fight us? Okay, how about you fight a real one? Yeah, that's there. Also going into the fact your defense was fucking lame. You're trying to use emotional ties to manipulate the outcome, which is pretty fucking pathetic, to be honest with you. Shows how weak you are as a fucking person and an individual. You also keep saying that he was going to go up there and insult the song, but then in the Discord main chat, you were constantly saying, well, you guys were constantly saying, and other people in the Nerds VC were constantly repeating, nah, he wasn't actually going to do that. Well, how did you know that? How did you know that? But you also just said that he also went up just to make the diss track thing.
I understand you're too short. You can't.
Don't pull the high ground, brother man, because you ain't in a position right now.
I'm just letting you know something. I know that you don't understand what chronological order is, and you can't pronounce it if you want.
Someone's over 6 foot, you'll make you short right now.
It doesn't matter, bro. We're fine.
Okay, I don't want to do the back and forth. I really don't. And I don't think our audience wants to hear a shit talking back and forth. We've seen you guys fighting on multiple different shows. You guys are fighting in the fucking Discord. You're fighting everywhere. No one wants to see that. Grim, what are your thoughts on their defense?
Yep. So just to simplify it, the defense. So what doesn't make sense is that they keep saying, well, he said that he wasn't going to do it. You don't know what somebody's going to do. That's as simple as that, right? He could do whatever the hell he wanted. He could have done it that day. We could have just left the stream on and he could have done it, right? It's as simple as this. If you walk into a bank, you got a gun, and then you say you're not going to shoot anybody, and regardless if you walk out and you don't shoot anybody, or even if you do, it still looks bad either way. Like, either way, it's going to look like fucking awful. You should always assume the absolute worst in that situation. In that situation, we dragged him out because we don't know what he was going to do. We don't know his intentions. We don't know if he was there to actually cancel us or not. Even if the intentions were harmless and he was just there to fuck with us. So all in all, he should be. They should be punished as much as it could have been if it was real, if it was a real thing.
I've made my decision. First of all, Zay, Buff, you are 100% guilty of host abuse.
True.
100%. You can't drag fans into other people's show. If you wanted to pop in and talk shit, that's a different story. But dragging a random fan in the Discord into someone else's show, you cannot do that. You guys know that.
Yes.
If that happened to you guys, you would hate it. All right?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
this is the punishment. Grim and Nightmare get to drag fans into your show whenever they want until you get your host back, which you guys do not have your host role. You will both get your host roles back once both of you are able to give the show Lolcow Test, Grim and Nightmare, 200 gifted members. So between you and the Nerds fan, you got to pay the fine to test 200 gifted members. Once that's paid, you will get your host roles back and punishments will be done and over with.
Can I just crown to test with my money? Look, I'd rather jump on the sword because, to be fair, Grim, we haven't fucked. I'm not trying to fuck with you, Nightmare. We have our we have our shit. I know. I would fuck with you all day. I would call you Runic, but I'm not gonna fuck with the LCU. I promise you that. So if this is the case, when I get paid, I'm a crown on your channel for a month. Zay has nothing to do with it.
Let me stop you right there.
No.
Let me stop you right there. No. You guys have to rally the support to get 200 gifted members over to test.
Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
Once that's done, you get your host roles back. We all good?
You can crowd the live if you want that, bro. I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Please do.
And for tonight, when you guys do your show, I don't know how you're going to do it because you're not host. You're going to have to figure that out on your own. So
I can ask Nightmare and Grim.
see you guys.
Buff.
See you guys.
Thank you.
All right.
Can I say that, number one, I just deeply hate Zay Zudit, and Buff is the only reason I think that show works. Secondly, you have done the most unthinkable thing here, Buff, which is you have made me like Grim and Nightmare. They are two of the most untalented motherfuckers on the goddamn planet. Even here, when they get in trouble, they are boring. They are fucking annoying. They annoy the boss. They annoy me. They are fucking just terrible what they did. Grim, you were great at Fat Camp, except you were also fucking terrible at Fat Camp. No one will fucking say it to your face. I'm here to fucking say it.
$19.99. Boogie looks like Uncle Fester, and Boogie is such a fat crash out. And
So, what more or less the drama between Nerds and Ted's more or less over for the most part. Trust me, when I do the Saturday stream, it is over, but there is some lingering feeling that are being left over. It is what it is, in my opinion. I would say that the punishment they did get cool, whatever. Like, they have to get test 200 membership. In a way, do I think they deserve to be fired? I think if this was any other network, any other group, they would have probably gotten fired. Their show would have either been canceled or they would have gotten fired. I 100% believe. And obviously, as hosts, you're supposed to always be ready. You always got to be ready for somebody to do something stupid. Have your hand ready. At the same time, you should also know that if you're having beef with people, I also do enjoy that, what is it, Buff is sort of trying to pull a tactic where he tries to be humble, he tries to take the blame. Whether that's how he is in real life or not, I don't really know personally. But I've seen this tactic, and I ain't gonna lie, I've used it before in my own personal life, where you take a humble position, you take the L. Right, and a lot of people do that as a way to minimize damage. But even so, even regardless of all of that, guys should have been fired, or or at least not fired. Where it is extreme, because let's be fair, most of the people really don't get fired. It should at least have some type of punishment, which is ridiculous. If anything, they should have just been penalized for a while for it, rather than actually get fired or some type of punishment. At the end of the day, it's the LCU. Getting fired is meaningless. It doesn't mean anything in the end. And that's really how it is. You can do more or less whatever. Because look at Becky. Becky's got away with so much stuff. And yes, she's not fired, right? Right? Oh, boy.
Watched the video, and he shot a bunch of pedophiles who were all literally convicted pedophiles who were white. And people were they hated him because they thought he was racist. He was defending a minority-owned business whose last name is Black, which I thought was hilarious. This is the least racist thing you can do.
And also, he was under attack, right? He was literally
he was being attacked.
He was defending himself,
Yes. Right, exactly. So it's if someone attacks you, kill them.
I think it's really hard.
Shoot them in the face. I mean, you have to, or you're going to die. That's what happens.
It's truly hard to engage with people on X because their
Yeah.
They're literally everyone is trolling over there. They're trying to get a reaction from bigger accounts.
I'm trolling a lot. I'm trolling all the time.
But they're
Go on, sorry.
constantly they're trying to get a reaction from bigger accounts to then get attention on themselves to grow their own accounts. So whatever, you know, controversial thing you say, it's like you just get hit with a tidal wave of people being like, that's so wrong. I'm offended. I'm this. And it's like the most X has to be the fakest sincerity place in the world. Like no one is being sincere.
Right. No, yeah, okay. I try to be insincere because I know what you're talking about. And still I'm like, you know, when they say that, what can I say on here? You're on YouTube.
We're on YouTube.
What is YouTube allowed?
Almost
what do they
anything,
allow?
but you can't say the N word and like, you know, stuff
Okay,
like that.
anyway.
Or the F slur.
Even though it might be. I did do a cover of the Ye song.
Yeah, we saw that.
We saw
that.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. I've never talked to you ever.
Isn't that wild? Like, you know, our careers are kind
People
of
think that I hate you, and I don't hate you at all.
I appreciate
because I
that.
watch your videos. I've never seen anything you've said about me because I can't do it. But I don't blame you because I like that you call out the stuff that's evil, and you do. You're fucking. I like it. I like it, and I understand people are gonna think I'm an idiot for this. Whatever. But I've seen like 3 videos of yours that I watched for like an hour. For like hours, several hours, and I was like, all right. I was like, I can't. I don't hate you at all. I do appreciate what you do.
I do appreciate that, Toby. And like we have talked, but it's always been like in DMs. We've never had like a talk like this, which has been
first of all, I can't even see you right
coming.
now, which is very unfortunate because I would like to turn. But I don't know what to do. But we'll do it later.
Yeah.
Hey, what the hell? Why can't I see you?
So I have no idea. So were you just like reminiscing about like?
There we go. I got you. Dude, your studio looks cool. Like it looks like you're in hell.
Okay. I am in hell. I'm in the lolcowlive universe.
Yeah.
You created it.
He's built his own personal hell over here. Trust me.
This may be from hell because they say that AI is like a demon, right? And it's like literally Satan. So I developed this studio using AI, and then I built it. I used AI first, and then I actually built it. So like it's real.
Oh, that's real then. Okay, you're gonna walk around in hell, yeah. It's so weird. Cool.
It's so
all
weird.
right. So what happened? So your dog. So what happened?
Oh, dude, it was so bad.
Who like your dog just ran up by your house?
He was a border collie, so they're very smart and easy to train. And
border collie.
And he was trained to stay away from the road. And he's never been in the road. Like he stays away from it. And when none of us were paying attention, he must have went in the road. We feel like he chased like an animal, like a squirrel or something. And because it just doesn't make sense to us. Yeah.
Sucks. I made a video because I was like, dude, my dog, he's not gonna make it very long. So I recorded a video of him walking into the sunset. It's so sad. I'll post it. But I was like, bro, this is my boy, and you know, he's walking away. But it's a beautiful video. Anyway, but fuck. So border collie. That's funny because the border collie almost killed my dog.
Really?
Yeah. And he got pit. After that, he was different. Like border collie is my ex-girlfriend's dog, who I'm still friends with. But he comes up and border collie. It was a big dog relative to little Shih Tzu. He comes up.
Now with Tabasco kind of popping up on the show, that was interesting. I would actually like to see Tabasco have a show on the LCU. I think would actually be a great help and maybe help with the different shows get more audience. Because Tabasco has a strong following even to now. I used to watch him a lot when I was like pretty young, 10 years ago, when around like 2010 to around like 2015, 16. I used to watch him quite a bit during that period of time. And those were fun days. Those were really, really fun days. And it was great to see him. Obviously, later on, he'll get into some wacky conspiracy dots, what is cool. Right? I think he does deserve his own kind of show, his own kind of programming, right? A program on the LCU. And I think it's what it needs, another big name, right? Another name that hasn't really been making content, who would be a great fit. He has a certain energy. He has still a strong following to this day. And if he ever does appear on LCU, I think he even mentioned that he has a lot of free time now. So he even said that there's a high, percentage that may end up happening. And if that is the case, that would be, amazing. That would be actually pretty amazing to see him more or less interact with the rest of the LCU. I would like to see how he would interact with like the other people, but we'll have to wait and see. Right? We'll have to wait and see if that ever happens.
Get you looking out.
And you know what, Savage? The bad part about it is you made King look smarter than we thought he actually was. Because he got rid of you because of the IRL, and the first thing you did is go IRL. In Playbook, sit your fucking ass down somewhere. You're a fucking known fucking IRL. You fucking fake medical documents. That's another thing I heard the circus say over there. You're a 50-something-year-old fucking man. How about you gonna send King screenshots of me? King knows everything about me. But King gives everybody a chance. I didn't fuck up over here. You're the one that sent that fucking whore over here.
But can we?
And she couldn't stop the behaviors. Jealous, Savage. Jealous. You washed up wannabe cunt bag. You're jealous.
Now, I'm sure we're going to keep talking about Savage, but I just want to take...
I'm done.
All right, well, I wanted to take a small interlude to talk about the Milk Duds and Roxy because this was a civil... Let's back up just a little bit. Look at the bigger picture here. Savage was just piece 1 of 2 of this puzzle. We got rid of one Milk Dud. There is still one who remains. There is one toxic, radioactive, half demented. I think demented, is that short for dementia? I don't know, but I mean dementia-riddled person who is left here, and that is Roxy. And she goes down next.
I was over there today making a comeback. How's that make you feel?
Who was making a comeback? I'm sorry, I got distracted by your tongue.
I know, Mom.
Yeah, so can we talk about that show a bit today? Because I didn't watch all of it, because personally it was not my vibe. However, Zoe. I did see Psycho Mom on there, and can we just talk about how fucked up the volume mixing was? I don't want to throw Beans under the bus, because I think she was the one running it, but Psycho Mom, again, gets fucking silenced, because her mic was way down here, and like, Roxy's mic was way up here, and that drives me nuts, because once again, effectively, we couldn't hear Psycho Mom. Or you have to, like, really strain your ears to hear her, which I don't like doing.
Okay, well, here's a shot for you. Hey, I just gotta say this and I'll leave it alone. Hey, Playboy, you're on probation. Harassment and cyberbullying, that's against your probation, bitch, and I know who your officer is. So if I was you, I'd stop threatening us. How about that, bitch?
Just to be clear, Tina, we are not recommending going IRL. I know that's what you're...
IRL! If women IRL is taking things in your own hands, but stopping somebody from harassing and cyberbullying somebody, it's different.
I get it. I just don't even want it to possibly be confused with dog whistling of any kind.
For my entire fucking life. Never.
I know you wouldn't, but we know Miss Roxy Doxy is sitting over there ready to twist every word, and that's the narrative she's going to go with. So I don't even want to leave that door open.
Knows about Savage behind the scenes because she's next and she don't know it. She's on the chopping block. I think King needs to clear that whole fucking channel and start all brand new. And let's get a brand new start without clout chasing fucking milk duds with sour fucking milk and fucking draggy nipples. Matter of fact, Savage, you might want to use some of that concrete, put them on your shoes.
Just to be very, I want to just be very extremely clear. Maybe it's because I'm drinking, but I just want to be extra clear. No one is suggesting to contact any probation officers, okay? None of that is what's going on here right now. We would never condone that. Robert Chicola, welcome to Cash Cow. I actually am inclined to, here's the funny thing. I'm inclined to agree. You know how I think Roxy would have the best chance? Ironically enough, because I don't like the bitch. I do not want her in the LCU ever since she provoked the physical assault that happened between both of us. I'm not cool with it. She's a fucking wild card. She's a fan who doesn't fucking belong here. No one's crazier than fans who are unhinged. And who's the fucking biggest unhinged fan in the LCU? Roxy. I don't like it, okay? However, I think her best bet of surviving and doing well in the LCU is also to get off the Milkers channel. I think even if she wanted to do best, that whole channel, I don't want to say nuke it because it's built up a following, they have memberships and everything, but I do think it would do better with a fresh start. You don't just pour out half the rotten milk and leave the other spoiled milk sitting there to pour more milk on top of it, right? You need to start with a fresh carton of milk. That's what I think they need over there.
So I'm wrong for saying to call the proper authorities because it's got to stop somewhere because they are so fucking critical on some people, they can't take that. There's been people along the way who have actually lost themselves mentally on this YouTube shit from people like that to harass and bully their life. So it's okay to call my school to find out if I graduated, but it's not okay to call the authorities to stop somebody from harassing and bullying somebody? Are you fucking kidding me? They fucked with me for 9 years and they're doing it again. I'm not gonna watch any of y'all get ruined over this. No, because it's gonna happen if you don't fucking shit right. I call police because that's the right thing to do. I don't call people's homes, their mortgage companies, their doctors, their fucking schools. I'll do none of that shit. That's all you, because y'all can't beat us with your mouth. Okay? And Chevy, you remember you changed your name from another name? So who you hiding from? If Flavor, you need to jump off this bus. You got a hell of a record.
Wait, is Chevy 2-pack? I know you're trying to talk around it and I'm defeating the purpose. But
T-pack.
T-pack. What did I say, 2-pack?
Yeah, he said 2-pack. He's dead. He died in 1996.
Damn, this is some good ass fireball taking me all the way back a few decades. God damn, that's like 30 fucking years.
But listen, he said, I could have sworn yesterday, Keem said that him and Michael made a mutual understanding with her. No bad blood. And that was it. Now all of a sudden, everybody's being attacked?
Well, just remember when it comes to saying anything potentially questionable.
I personally don't think Becky really cares for Psycho Mom. I think I've said that a number of times, and if anything, I think she only sympathize with her now. It's because it makes her look better as a person. And that's really, like, for the most part, the beginning of the stream, with Queen was just focusing on that and honing into it. You know, personally, it's whatever. You know, I just found it as really whatever in the end. Like, do I really feel bad for Psycho Mom? I kind of do feel bad, but it was Becky was the one that did dox her. It was Becky who was the one that caused all of this, really, to some extent. But, you know, it's whatever. Like, you gotta... I guess in a way he's trying to not really placate her, but try to get on her good side as a way to make herself look good.
The show like the shows like Nerds and Aussie, unless you get a lucky break like Rastov did, they're the shows that make shit. The shows like this pay you enough to make a living off it. Now they do take like 2,000% more work, way more energy, and way more of a toll on you. But if you can handle it, here's the amazing gift that Keem has given us. Your success is limited only by the amount of shit you can take. If you can persevere, which is why I felt it was beneficial to have you around even if Tina was talking over you. If you can just persevere, you can make so much money. It's worth it.
Yeah,
it's
I would
hard.
love that, man. I'm not, I don't make that much money, and I would love to have make some.
Thick Gemini is saying it's train time, and he's right. I am so fucking drunk, I can't see straight. But if you guys started
train about 30 minutes ago, asshole.
Sorry, if you start a train now, we will have Sweet Tea and me help run it together.
All right, let me get it loaded up, girl.
For for whatever it's worth, it is a big part of, like, some rich people have philanthropy and whatever as part of their personality. For me, it's mentoring. I find a lot of satisfaction in mentoring. So if that is something you want, I'm happy to give you all the advice I have. If this is your dream, I will help you get there.
It is. I have always loved Drama Alert when I was a teenager, and I couldn't imagine being here right now. It's just incredible. It blows my mind every day. Every time I get off here and see myself on the videos, I almost cry because I'm so grateful.
Oh, well, listen.
Oh, God, are we gonna have a crying? Why don't you and Becky cry together? Let's see you cry louder.
We have a train starting. We have a train starting, but before we start that, I just want to say, listen, the only green light I had before starting the show, because a lot of the things in my brain were telling me not to, the one green light I had was my feeling, which was that I never felt more alive than when I was part of lolcowlive. And if you feel the same way...
God, what?
It's true, Tina. Listen, you put in the years and all that work, and we respect the fuck out of you for it. But if other people can get a shortcut, and if they're lucky to get it, I'm happy to support those underdogs of the world. So you've been given a gift. You make the absolute fucking most out of it if this is what you want, okay?
It is. I have been an emotional wreck because I just can't believe that I'm here right now, and it's hard for me to even perform because I get so nervous knowing that this is like on stage for thousands of people.
I know.
Oh my God, what the fuck? Have you guys ever had anything important in your life? You know, being a real person in your real life beyond these cameras, it what makes the moral compass. It makes
It's here now, Tina.
Have you never had friends in your real life? Have you ever done anything creative in your real fucking life? Like, what the fuck? I feel like I'm having a fucking a mental health crisis right here.
True.
What did you do? Have to sit at the big boy table? Or did you have to beg people for their lunch money? Get the fuck out of here. I get my own table and make my own fucking lunch. The fuck is wrong with you people?
Go ahead, you dumb bitch. I don't give a fuck.
Listen. You call me dumb bitch, that'll get you real far, asshole. Real fucking far. That's disgusting. You're fucking gross.
You're fucking disgusting. At least I don't shit on myself. At least I don't shit on myself where my son sleeps.
I shit on myself. My son got a room, bitch. Call me anything you want to. I'm gonna tell you right now, I can make one fucking thing, Bo, and you'll disappear off of here. I can promise you. Don't ever disrespect me. I ain't done shit to you. I say nothing about you.
Shut shit to me.
No, you guys are talking about your ears. You guys never had a break in life. Below the belt. Grow up, bitch. Grow up. Grow up. Crybaby bitch.
Okay,
listen. For big girls.
First of all, if lolcowlive felt it was okay to cut into our time for the drunk lush or whoever it was that was Tobuscus, I am drunk as fuck and I will cut into rewind time, okay? I see the train. We are going to get it going, and I just want you to know that. But if I can say there is one good thing about Keemstar, I was floundering in the water, and I disagree with him on a lot of fucking things. I would run things differently if it was me, but the one thing he did allow, I don't want to cry. I will cry a little because he deserves it. He allowed me to monetize my life at a time when I was drowning.
Oh my fucking God.
Shut up, Tina. I know.
It's interesting to see Sweet. Sorry, I don't know why I stopped. Yeah, it is interesting to see Sweet Tea kind of come in here and being emotional. But let's be fair, Tina does a good job in hazing anybody who may be a potential host at the way to see if they can handle the LCU. Because I think there is a clear difference between the LCU and the rest of the internet. And I think there's a certain standard of tolerance you need to develop in the LCU. It's pretty funny how also Becky was like crying, getting being so sentimental, kind of making it about herself. But back to Sweet Tea, it's like, girl, you're in a network you're in a network where people get all kinds of shit at you. From what I've heard, she crashed out after Cafe of all places. It's hilarious to crash out, but at the same time, right, is that you do need a tolerance. You can't be acting like this. You can't be emotional like that. And like, I get it, she wants to be in a show like Ozzy or whatever, where it's a lot more calm and relaxed. But like, those shows will eventually have to step it up to match the rest of the other show's energy. happened to a cafe, happened to Tess, happened to Nerd. You can't really, in my opinion, like cry about this. And you can kind of tell that she's not used to getting shit flung back at her, especially from Tina, who is very aggressive, who is, again, does the job of, hazing and filtering people out in the network. But we'll have to wait and see what the future of Sweet Teas is, because I personally think that it's either going to be make or break, depends on her level of tolerance on things.
We can do that. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, maybe since Billy's here as like a
Let's do it.
moderator.
I can hear him. Come on.
I don't need a moderator. I don't appreciate that you guys have like muted me so I can't respond to live, and then you try to like belittle me as if that's ever gonna fucking work. That's hilarious for starters. At the end of the day, I wanted it to end after yesterday. I didn't want any of this. I thought it was kind of fucked up that you kind of flip flopped on us without any any real like reason. To be honest, I thought it was fucking weird. You say I always go after Zay. The diss track was literally only about you, bub. It literally took me like 25 minutes to write, and it was literally only about you. You took it too far when you sent a guy in to literally call us PDFs and try to strip naked. That's when you took it too far. So yeah, I genuinely believe you should have got fired for that. But Keem's boss and what he says goes. At the end of the day, I respect that.
I believe you should have got fired for the whole Twiggy Tucky thing. How about that?
Why?
You got a second chance, right? This is all about second chances.
Yeah, when you got fired for that, I stood up for you and said you didn't deserve to be fired, Nightmare.
Yeah,
But the first chance you got to say I deserve to be fired, look at you. Look at you.
You literally danced on my grave.
You're
Let him talk.
Whatever.
You literally fucking bragged and boasted about like, he's gone. You literally did, dude. I don't give a fuck, but I generally don't. But again, like,
the way I see it, Nightmare, you got a huge W out of all this. The Nerds took a huge L throwing him up there. They look like they took the biggest L putting him up on your show. You guys have the biggest W, and you're making this W look so weak.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult to do when you literally get censored or going onto a channel because they can't handle what I'm saying to them. Because last time they did,
but now you're
like
let me talk to the manager. I want them fired. This is like a Karen tactic.
Well, yeah, because Billy, what they could have done and what they could have pulled off could have affected your job as well.
Billy knows.
Well, no, I know Drake, so I know that wouldn't have happened. But yeah, it was stupid.
You spent it into something. You spent it.
I didn't
into,
spend
no.
You
You're gonna let me talk. I shut the fuck up and I let you talk. So you're gonna let me fucking talk. You spent this into a big ass narrative because you're a little fucking sensitive prick. And instead of DMing about this whole thing like Grim did, you decided to make me content. I came on your show and I apologized to you. And I said the bromance should continue. Look, the fuck is document, you dumb dipshit. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking.
I also apologized that night, actually, if you remember. When you came in drunk, I said, okay, if you say you didn't mean it, I apologize and I take it fucking back. Then you decided to go balls to the wall. So then I fucking made a little bit of a clap back. And what? I reacted to your content and give you as much shit that you gave me. And then you took it that fucking step too far because I did a little diss track. You lost your fucking shit and threw a dude in to try and get his fucking
Did I lose my shit? No. You were laughing the whole time. You keep saying these things. Look, I'm letting you know, unlike fucking you, Grim DM'd me when we actually went into beef and asked me, are we good? Are we okay? You didn't. You decided to use me as content. Everybody, go back and watch the episode this happened.
I'm not gonna ask you if you're okay.
Hey, shut the fuck up, you rowdy bitch. Shut up. Diaklum Val. Thank you. Look, let me fucking talk. God damn. Look. Go back and watch the episode where he decided to drag me before I came on. Grim was silent the whole time. You want to know why, Nightmare? He agreed with you because he's your friend, not because you knew you were right. He actually fucking put context behind it. But you decided to keep being mad. And guess what? You can be mad. We're going to get you these 200 memberships. You're going to be 200 memberships better. And guess what? You can leave this shit alone because after the end of the day, you're nothing to me. And I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Because look, at the end of the day, we got to do what the fuck Keem said. So we have to get you 200 members. If you want to have fun over here, actually fucking be entertaining and be funny and stop looping like a whiny little
the
fucking
same
bitch.
entertainment value that you bring, because that's all you do is
I actually bring eye candy. I'm sorry.
Let's listen to
you literally
Becky
brought 1
Boop.
point and made it 10 minutes
With my
long.
body, not my face. You look better in the face with me, admittedly. I will give you that.
I'm not saying that you don't. You handsome dude at the end of the day. I'll say it as it is.
Your face looks better than mine.
I didn't want. Wait, one second.
Nightmare, shut the fuck
I didn't
up.
want
Let her
any of. No,
speak.
that's fair. But I'm just saying, I didn't want any of this to go this far.
No, Becky's talking.
It's not my battle, but you are lucky enough to have Billy here, one of the most skilled mediators in the LCU, and y'all both talk way too long, 30 seconds tops. How about you let Billy moderate you for a little bit, so it's no longer than 30 seconds each one of you talking? Sound good?
I agree.
Fair enough.
Perfect.
Now, one of the things I want to say about the boy that came onto your show threatening to show his naked body and taking a terribly long time to do so, he obviously threatened to do it so that you had enough time to kick him. If he was going to do it, he would have just done it, right? He was trolling you. Like that's the psychology of what he did.
Okay. So if I let him stay on and he did it, then what would have happened?
If you let him stay on, he wouldn't have done it, but that doesn't matter because what he did was stupid and he's gone. So like if any of us put somebody on and they do that, we're fucked, right? Doesn't matter if it was put up by nerds on your show or if we pull them up ourselves. We're fucked. That's the risk we take bringing on random people, right? So the punishment we have to do here is that Buff and Zay coerced, threw somebody up during your show. They're being punished for that. Is that punishment being fired? No, I don't think that's being fired. The fact that that guy threatened to do that, if he actually did do that, even then, should they be fired for it? That's a conversation we should have. But even then, that's a conversation we should have. It didn't happen, okay? So now we have to get past them being fired, right? They're here now. They have to get you your 200 gifteds to get their host back. What are we going to do? What are we going to do about you being on their show just pissing and moaning about what they did to you? How long do you want to be the victim?
What do you mean? It literally happened last night, Billy.
Yeah, but I feel like you won big time over the nerds. Do you want to be a salty winner? Is that why you're here? Is that why you're here?
I was the one that literally got muted. What the fuck do you mean?
So you want to be the victim?
No, I came up here to have a little bit of fun. I got muted. So
are you having fun? Are you having fun?
To be fair, I'm having a fucking great time.
Because their show sucks. How are they going to make you any fucking gifteds when you're sucking?
So even though the tests got their W, they not really them particularly, because game gave them power to do certain things, and if you're not aware, the nerd hosts have lost their roles. And during this, right, you know, at the bit of like, I guess a little bit of revenge or kind of payback, Nightmare went up and like blasted his own music, but got quickly silenced. With on one hand, I thought that was pretty funny. On the other hand, I guess in a way, like, cause the nerd people said that like, oh, they wouldn't care, they would find it hilarious if people jump up, but at the same time, it's like, you know, I guess you have to pick and choose who it is and who you want to be up there. I also find it hilarious that, you know, in a way, Billy was sweeping for Buff and the nerds. Obviously, he was sweeping for Buff and his other friends because the guy, Derek or whatever, is friend with Buff and Billy. So it's a way, as always, Billy is known for sweeping when it's convenient. Obviously, he swept for Mike, you know, kid behind the PDF, as always. It's like, you know, because the argument was like, I can't remember what the argument that Billy was using, but it was a very weak argument with this whole situation. With I don't think I grabbed that particular clip. I think the argument was, you know, like, it's like, oh, like, it was about the potential, and it's like, you know, as any host or anybody who streams or whatever, and they bring people up, you always gotta be ready to like hit the exit button or kick them out. You know, Billy was like, well, it didn't happen, so it didn't matter. And I'm like, well, even if none of the channels got hit, the fear is there. It's like a clear sense of sweeping, because I feel like if this was anybody else, Billy would have agreed. But because obviously Billy was defending somebody above who they're friends, you know what I mean? It's like you're defending your friend because you have to. And I feel like Billy being a moderator was not a good choice. They should have had somebody else completely that's like not in, like who's independent from everybody. Yeah. But with that being said, I hope you guys like this longer video. Till then, have a good one. Be safe and God bless.